Is Tap In Radio.
What's happening?
Tonight. We got a special guest in the building. Where you from, G's?
Bronx.
From the X, you heard?
No,
B-X
so
or
B-X,
B next.
man.
That's what they be saying in the
Finally
street.
got the Bronx in the building.
Finally.
Yes,
You know
it's the
what I'm saying?
originator of this, man. Like, you know, it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop. That's where it started.
We here.
Cedric Avenue, 1520, man.
Exactly. So we got my man from the BX, Roz X, in the building. Is it Roz or Raz?
Roz.
Roz. Alright, we lit. So let's get right into it. You already said you're from the BX.
Right.
What part of the BX are you from?
I'm from Fordham Road and like the Fordham Heights section. So 188th Street. You know, it's right off of like Marion Ave. You know, T-Bout, like around there.
Okay. That's what's up.
Alright, so
Now listen, I'm Queens all day, so I don't be up in the X like that. I always was in the Bronx on East Tremont.
yeah, we was always
Okay,
out there
that's
for
close
performances
by
and
Fordham,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, we always
Yeah.
had shows and stuff out there.
Yo, crazy story about the Bronx. This one I was like, oh yeah, we can't like just linger around. we was doing it's crazy.
out there, man.
We was doing a show. I forgot what school it was, but we was in the Bronx. It was me and because we used to dance. You know what I'm saying? We still do dance
That's what we got the
choreography.
Missy joint, right?
Yeah. No. That's the joint where it was a Mott show. Shout out to Mott and everybody in Harlem that be putting the shows on.
Yeah.
And that's the one where we did the Machine Gun Kelly joint, and then we
That's when I was Optimist.
and we cut up the me and my girlfriend part in Tupac when she was like, yeah, run, nigga, run. We did that shit, right? But we get off the train, we coming to do the performance, and we like, all right, let's go to the store right quick. We get out, see this girl arguing with some dude, boom, whatever. We like, all right, come on, let's hurry up, get our stuff when we out. Mind you, this is on the next corner. Nowhere near us, but it was like, oh, so like, oh yeah, F you, I don't know who this dude was or where he came from, but someone was like Batman. Son pulled up in the car, got out, knocked son out, got in the car and drove off. I was like,
Wow.
let's hurry up and get to this building
like,
that we need to be in, and we get all your snacks that you need to get, because we're not coming back outside.
Yeah, that was very...
Like,
you know what I mean?
like, that's how it is. Like, that's regular shit up there. Like, it's just like, I mean, I'm not involved in that lifestyle, but like a lot of my peoples is involved, and it's like that's regular. Like, so it's just like, you know, you go walk outside, you might see somebody. Yeah, it's just like it just became normal to me. Like, so it's just like
low-key, that remind me of Far Rock.
Yeah, but Far Rock is
that was a little bit of my avenue too.
Son, not for nothing.
That's wild too. Like,
yeah, to me, the Bronx, Staten Island, and Far Rock is its own thing. Like,
you heard what Stack said? Stack used to say Far Rock America, which is true.
Yeah, it's like
even though it's Queens,
it's
Far Rock
own
like
situation over there.
Situation.
And before y'all start talking crazy, ain't no disrespect to nobody in Staten Rock, Far Rock away.
I got family out there.
Bronx.
Shout out to my Uncle Doug.
Yeah.
So
you know
like,
we doing all that. We business and all that.
So you being from the Bronx and you repping your area. So like you say like you know your town and your environment has some influence to how you got started.
I would say in a way, but mostly it was mostly like musical, like for like certain artists. So like I was more like I was more like introverted growing up, you know, like a nerdy kid, you know, like just, you know, I was trying to make my mom's proud and stuff like that.
Right.
But you know, like when you're around that environment, you start like getting into things, you know. How that happens, I don't even know how these situations happen, but it's like it's from other people that's around me. So that's what will be happening. But like a lot of my musical influence was just like from artists. Like, you know, I'll be listening to like 90s stuff like Tupac, you know, like Cannabis, Nori, Mobb Deep, like stuff like that. So then I'll be like, I gotta try to write some rhymes, like, cause they just, I was just amazed by like how ill it sounded, you know. So then I had, as I got older, I developed my own style, and it was more like based off of my experiences, things I've seen like in the hood, you know, like reality stuff, you know. But I try to put like a positive message out there, you know. But my sound is more like a variety of sounds, you know. So.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, so that's pretty much, you just told us how you got started. So let me ask you this, like, I feel like you kind of answered it, but let's kind of dig into that a little more. Like, can you say where you grew up, your area, what was going on in that area, like really, really kind of like help you develop your style and like influence you, and like, and what was it like growing up there for real?
Well, what was going on in the area, this was back in like the 90s, early 2000s, so as you can tell by our dress, like I'm still like stuck in that time period. So baggy jeans, uptowns, you know, like the flight jacket. So basically what was going on was, it was like, that was like the crack era, so it was like a lot of that type of stuff going on there. You know, I didn't get involved in that type of stuff. I was more focused on like school and stuff like that, like and like the artsy stuff. But like it was just like a lot of, you know, dudes trying to be tough and, you know, all this type of nonsense going on.
Tough guy hustler.
Yeah, the tough guy. Yeah, it was that shit.
Yeah.
Ice grilling, like me, mother,
right,
you know, that. So that's what I grew up in, and that sort of shaped my style and like how I my image and stuff like that, and the music sound, you know. So through that time, I got a lot of haters, you know. So you know, dudes is in fucked up situations now, you know. They see where I'm at, and you know, it's all Gucci. But as far as the other part of the question, it's just like you know, I guess like, you know, for me it was just like the type of person I was, as I said before, I was like introverted, like so I was more like
like
stayed
the Logic,
in the house.
like that Logic clip. I don't fuck with nobody.
Yeah, he was like I was more on that type of shit.
Back then he was like that.
Yeah,
like, you know.
like so I was more on that type of stuff. Like, so I didn't really have like a lot of friends growing up. You know, the people that I did fuck with, like we was like cool and stuff like that. But like, I'm not antisocial or nothing like that. It's just how I was raised. Like, so my mother, she was very overprotective and stuff like that. And so she didn't really allow me to like mingle outside and stuff. And my friends would be like, they'd be like, yo, come on down, come outside. And then she'd be like, nah, you know, like she didn't play that. She was one of those old school mothers. And God rest her soul, she just passed last year.
Rest in peace,
And you know, so that's what shaped me. So I'm very so I'm not used to being around crowds like that. I would do that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I used to fiend for that. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm totally the opposite.
Whenever
bro.
my godbrothers was outside, they was because like I watched some of the makers of G Unit on my block. Like 50 used to chill with my godbrother on my block because they were close, but he would like barely be there often. No, but like when they be outside, I want to go across the street. My pops would be like, hell no. Stay in this gate. They used to clown me for that sometimes, so like you know, I couldn't leave the fence.
Yeah, I used
we had a big yell, but I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go over. Nah, stay there. Don't leave a step.
I know what's going on with it.
I did. I wanted to be a part of it. I feel that though, man. We need a little bit more of that sometimes this day, you know, like, cause it's like a gap between some of that type of upbringing and some of that type of discipline and like some of that covering. Because it's like, you know, you have the parents who didn't want to do what the parents did to them growing up, but then they don't implement some of the lessons and the teachings that the parents had. Like, some things I wouldn't, you know, repeat with my children that I learned from my parents, but some things from my parents really benefited me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of discipline benefited me. I wouldn't be as harsh because we got more emotional intelligence.
Right.
But you know, some of that is needed. You know, some of these kids is wild.
Okay, so you said your mom was strict, right? This question is like just like a side question, just to like kind of get into the mindset of how strict. What's your nationality?
Black American.
Okay. I'm like, anyhow, you was having like, you Black American and your mother come from the old school. You definitely had that hand.
Get the switch black.
Yeah.
Right.
Take the leaves off that stick.
But then I was asking because it's like you get that, and then he's saying with him he Trini. So then it's the Caribbean side of that, and then you know what I'm saying. If you like grew up with African parents, there's another level. So it's levels to the strictness.
I didn't know this. Like,
not like this.
So I'm just trying to see where you was at.
There's a lot of levels depending on some of the ethnicities for real. I mean, the main thing they all had in common is when that street light hit, you to be on this block.
Right.
That was the main thing.
Exactly. So All right, so I could just ask you pretty much what puts you in the zone when you start writing? Like, that's what I want to know.
I love this question.
Oh my God, like it all, like it just stems on, like, it's sporadic. Like,
Okay.
so let's say for instance, I could just be sitting here right now, and I'm always thinking of like ideas and music. So like my brain is like constantly like in like creative mode. I mean, I'm obviously aware of like, you know, reality and stuff like that, but I'm always like trying to be creative, like thinking of new things and ideas and stuff like that. So what gets me in the zone is like it could be anything, like you know, I could just be you know, about to go to sleep or whatever. I get an idea, you know, I might hear something or see something like on TV and be like, oh, that sounds like I could maybe like flip this into like my own type of creative idea. I might hear like a sound or like that music that was just playing, be like, alright, like I could maybe flip this song, like this sound to this song, because I make beats as well.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'll be like, okay, and then I'll like try to like incorporate certain sounds like and ideas from like other people's stuff, maybe put that in mine. So like I got like a lot of ideas like that. It's just now about just finding the time to do it, but very sporadic, so it could be like based off anything. But like for me, I try not to force my creativity, because once that happens, the overall product doesn't come out good, and I don't want that.
I completely agree. And you know what's crazy? Soulaah says that to me all the time, because I give him deadlines too and work gotta get done.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, you know, it's not like I'm rushing their creativity. Sometimes shit just be procrastinating, and that's to help them get in the zone.
And not for nothing, I was just talking to a friend of mine yesterday about that. Like, I hate deadlines.
Yeah.
And not because I can't reach them, but then it just adds more anxiety to my life. Like, I got other stuff going on, and I know what I want to do. I know how I want to get it accomplished. But now you're forcing me to compress it in this time frame. So now, if I miss that deadline, now I'm mad at myself, and now I'm thinking everything's trash, and now
I
fuck
think
the whole project.
Like,
I don't want to do nothing.
I think that stems from all of us, because we would definitely be creative. Like, you know, we would have shows coming up, and then we'd be like, all right, we gotta finish this in 2 weeks. Damn. Now we got 2 weeks of pressure of routines, and we switching routines like every other day. Well, I would give them like, yo, alright, so now it's January. I would say about like fall, autumn. Let's try to get this out around this time.
Yeah, like give me like a realistic, like, you got like a month and a half or whatever. But don't be like, you got 2 weeks. All right, now it's clip. I don't want to do it.
Rushing the process of artistry is not something, because sometimes it'll be like, I will have a writer's block for the longest. And then I don't know, I'm just sitting down staring at grass, and I just come up with a topic of a poem right then and there. You know, like, you trust the process and just let it run through you. Let your talent, let your reasoning be here. Like, let God use you. Like, let it run through you. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with you on that. You cannot rush your creativity. You cannot rush your artistry.
Yeah, like, I have to chime in on that, because I feel like that happened to me before, where, as you just mentioned, like deadlines, and then it's more of like, I don't know, it just, like, I'll say a deadline for me, like, let's say if I'm putting a project out, something like that, like, I put this out, let's say, this winter or something like that. But, like, creating, I'm like, nah. Like, if somebody was like, oh, you gotta do this by, like, next week, I'll be like, nah. Because now I'm forcing it, and then it's not organic, and it's not, like, flowing, as you just mentioned. Like, it has to flow.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
What else puts you in the zone, though? Like, I know, like, when I write poetry, I don't know why this works for me, but I mix white Zinfandel wine with 1800 coconut. Specifically 1800 coconut. Like, it don't taste no other kind of way. Like, I need it to be those two. All right, on some ice. I got a pen. I got some chill music vibing, and I just sit there for a little while. And then, all right, I feel the elixir working. Then I get to work. You know, like sometimes I gotta forcefully put myself in the zone when I know I need to figure out a type of release. I could be sitting there for 2 hours, no matter what, as long as I'm just in this, like, in the vibe to build up to the zone. You know what I'm saying? Like working out, almost like a pre-workout.
Okay. So for me, to answer that question, like, what gets me in the zone is weed and CBD. And because I have anxiety, so I have to, like, it's so much of stuff that's going on, like, in the world, and like You know, so to kind of block that out, I have to kind of have my mind clear. So when I do that, it's like the real world doesn't even exist. It's just me and that pen, that pad, the computer, and I'm just in the zone. Probably get like 2-3 songs written like when nobody's disturbing me. I hate being disturbed. So let's say I'm in the zone, it's a knock on the door, or like somebody, the phone rings or something, and then I'm like, oh my god, because that idea that I had, you know, I might not be able to think of that again. So it's like, so when I'm doing that, I usually shut my phone off, or like just be like in the room, just zoned out, you know, like on some like meditation type shit.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Like, you know, when you go to the kitchen, you came in there for something and you just forget. Somebody say something to you.
Right, now you just standing there looking stupid. For something,
and you said something that made no sense. Nah, I can't remember.
Now you just standing there looking dumb. And they like, what? Why are you just standing there? You know what? Leave me alone. So, what's some of your influences, like, as far as, like, somebody you can say you, I don't want to say taking, but somebody like that influences your style, the way you write your raps, your cadence, your flow, all of that?
I want to throw two out there because, like, I'm seeing your image, right? So I'm getting a little bit of Big L.
Everybody says that.
Yeah, I was to say you look like Big L.
Yeah, I'm also getting a little bit of Inspector Deck.
Yeah, I know. That's the first time I ever heard that. The first time I heard Inspector Deck.
Really?
Yeah, I usually get Big L or what's the other dude? It's a basketball player, Hot Sauce.
Yeah, Hot Sauce. I wouldn't even thought of that, man.
Lil Wayne, Chris Rock, and
I wouldn't even give you Lil Wayne. I'll give you Turk.
Oh, okay. I never heard Turk.
Like Hot Boy, Young Turk. Like
I never heard Turk.
Blaze that song. I like him hot, the ones that don't tell me and they not. Yo,
Turk always been lyrically my favorite. To be honest, like next to Wayne, I like Turk, but yeah, I give you Big L and Inspector Deck. Now all those two people that fall into somewhere into your world of creation.
I would say Big L definitely because he's like punchline rap, lyricism. His style, he was like he had just a dope style and image. But the main person was Tupac. Cannabis. I'm a fan of like battle rap culture. Even though I don't do that face-to-face stuff no more, but I just like watching it. But Cannabis was a big influence. I would say Dragon, just, you know.
Not so many people
sleep.
Yeah, not so many people talk about drag, yo.
People sleep on Dragon. Like, son, I've been a big fan of Dragon.
Nice. Like,
for a long time.
Drag been nice for
even
a long
before
time,
spit
too.
these bars, but they sleep on Dragon. Like,
he's still nice, though.
He's still nice.
He's still
filthy
nice
with it. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
you said battle rap.
Yeah, well,
you gotta, you know, you do got a little bit of image of Shay Davis going on.
Yeah.
Got a little Shay Davis going on.
This is Shay Davis and my guns go bling.
Oh my god, that's the first time I heard that one. That's the first time I heard that one. But Shay Davis, but these are nice comparisons, because this is the era I grew up in.
This was the era.
That was the era. And see, that's one of my main goals. I mean, that time had its time. I don't think it will ever be fully back, but I'm just here to give people a glimpse of how that time was. So like the young kids, they'd be like, oh yo, you remind me of like that old school rap. I'm like, this is how it was. And like this new stuff, no knock to these dudes, but I'm more of like, you know, like I just can't. I'm old now. I can't. I can't.
You gotta chill out.
You know what I mean?
So like, let me ask you something. Would you ever try to like step outside your box and try, not to say try some of the new stuff that they're actually doing as far as like what they're talking about, but as far as like flows and cadences, like for instance, we all know J. Cole is nice.
Yeah.
And he give you that Nas feel and everything like that. But J. Cole dropped a whole album when he was rapping over trap beats. And smashed it using their own type of thing.
Busted did like 2 of them too.
Yeah, on the ELA 2 joint, right?
Yeah, my favorite one, like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True.
Yeah.
That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Your Dreams Come True. That was my favorite one. Like, I Hope Like that track was amazing.
What's the other joint he got on there trying to get it started? Or then movie pop up.
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot the name of it, but
I know
like
exactly what you're talking about.
they starting to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of blend. And my thing is like, and this is not, you know, trying to knock you or nothing. It's like you can see that if you nice, you gonna do it and just try around and mess with it anyway. You can just try it out, dip into it, and not like it. Like for instance, case in point, Snoop was like, yo, like I even got in the studio with somebody one time and he had me trying to do that. I was like, man, turn this shit off. Like he got mad. I was like, nah, I ain't doing this. I'm Snoop Dogg. I'm doing my thing.
It is though? They wanted him to do that cadence. When they went and did it, they did it on their terms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Then I had them saying Busta Rhymes put Busta energy on that. J. Cole put J. Cole energy on it. Now, if they let Snoop just do Snoop on that track, he probably would have bodied it too. But to have them rapping like, you know, imitation Bone Thugs and Harmony, or rapping like, or like rapping like Migos, nah. Because even when I hear these songs, I think of Bone Thugs. I don't think Migos in them. Like I think of Bone, like when I hear Migos beat, all of it sounds like Children of Bone Thugs and Harmony, or Children of Twista, or one of them. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So like, if you let them do them, it'll be fire. Do you think you like, you know, like that? Like you could do you on one of those tracks?
I think I can, because I feel like my style is like very versatile. Like I have songs like that where I could rap over like 808s, trap beats. Like see my voice is kind of like I could like rap loud, but like I'm more like a laid back type of rapper. But like an artist I would say. But like I could pretty much rap over any beat. Like I could freestyle. Like I like freestyling, so I could like, I usually, you know, if somebody throw a beat on, I could like flip my flow to that style of beat. Okay, so like yeah, I'm never like closed off as far as like trying things, but like my foundation is definitely like 90s like to early mid 2000s, like that type of sound, and like more like reflective rap, conscious, like, you know, mixed with like lyricism.
I hear you. I like that.
Speaking of that, do we got this day in hip hop question today, live?
We do.
Yes,
now,
sir.
we do a thing on Chapterz Radio where it's like this day in hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much hip hop history, right?
My favorite part of the show.
Now, this one, I kind of knew already. But even still, I had to make sure I did my, you know, my proper research.
Right.
On October 31st, and I actually bought this album. October 31st, 2000. Yeah, 2000. Outkast dropped Stankonia. Now, for those that don't know, Stankonia is where So Fresh and So Clean come from.
Yeah.
Bombs Over Baghdad come from. Miss Jackson come from. And then you get into the deep cuts. You talking about Slum Beautiful. You talking about Red Velvet. Humble Mumble with Erykah Badu. Fire. And that was a monumental album. Oh, they went quadruple platinum, by the way. And they reached number 2. They was only Jay-Z had the number 1 spot, because I think they all released around the same time. But
that's when Dynasty came out.
That's exactly what Rock La Familia Dynasty. Yeah, they was number 2 to Dynasty. That album was hard too. But we ain't here to talk about the album. No, we're here to talk about Cash. Now,
and I just had something. I'm sorry, it's a sidebar. Just had something with one of my boys earlier. They was like, yo, because they posted 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Shouting out Outkast.
Yeah.
And he was like, I just don't see it. Now, I love a lot of my friends, but I feel like people who just can't see the artistry and the lyrical strength in Outkast,
and this is
lack of a vision or lack a certain type of tapping into their intellect.
Now, I'm going to tell you this, right? Because this is exactly what I was getting into. That album, they use funk, they use trap, they use rock, they use like alternative, they used everything and put it into that one album. So when it was monumental, it was something that nobody ever heard before. Yeah, they dropped a single So Fresh and So Clean, that's their vibe, because that's stuff they used to do back in the day on Southern Playlisted. And then they did Miss Jackson, that's more updated, and then the Bombs Over Baghdad joint. When that shit dropped, and it was like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, yeah, boom, and then them 808s came in. It was like, what the hell is this?
Yo, you know who loved it though? The Midwest loved it, because there was a lot of Chicago footwork going on. There was a lot of Memphis juking going on. They was getting crazy to that song.
Son, and Dre and Big Boy was wilding on that beat. Now, also, here's the other thing. That song got banned from the radio. Not even for the lyrics, because it said bombs over Baghdad. They didn't want to hear what they was talking about. They assumed they was going to be talking about literal bombs over literal Baghdad. And it's like, no, you big dummy. We talking about us dropping bombs on the music industry, and that's what the song sounded like. It sounded like a bomb was dropping on the radio. It was like monumental. So when you look at this album, so many of these new artists are spawned from that album. They don't even know. Lil Uzi, all these, or you could say XX and Tentacion, all of them, all of these kids out here that's rapping and talking about they rock stars, they this, they that. That's Outkast, bro. And this is around the time Outkast started trying. They was like, you know what? We're gonna actually live up to our name and do what we want.
And do a lot of Outkast stuff, and they was in every form of black music they could.
Right, and they started doing that on Aquemini, but that was like a real out there album, and that was fire too.
That album.
Yeah, so once again, shout out to my favorite duo, my favorite group, the legendary Outkast. Today in hip hop history, Outkast dropped, not today, October 31st. They dropped Bombs Over Baghdad. They dropped in 2000. They ended up being quadruple platinum in 2003.
But what did that do for you?
Outkast, I mean, I really wasn't up on them like that, like as far as like copping the albums, but like I remember the singles back then. 2000, that's one of my favorite years. I was in high school. That fall
I was a freshman at high school.
Yeah, so 85. So I think I was a sophomore. Yeah, I was a sophomore in 2000. So that's when I really was getting into rap music, and I was watching all the videos and all that stuff, and I had like all like the mixtapes and all that. But I remember the songs. I remember I heard like Miss Jackson on the radio, and I really liked that beat. Like,
oh no, that beat was cold.
Is
that
sick.
beat was
like
that beat is cold.
Oh, shout out to the Harder Noise.
Yeah, that's like that like when I heard that.
Oh yeah, Organized Noise.
Yeah,
crazy.
Organized Noise. I said the Harder Noise.
Dungeon Family.
Apologies.
They was just going
correction.
In.
But Organized Noise had a different sound, man.
That's hard. So
2000 shaped me a lot though. Like late 90s, early 2000s to mid 2000s. That sound right there and style really shaped me.
I had a lot of pain that year, son. In 2000, just coming into high school fall, I lost my first battle, and the actual battle ever. It was the most embarrassing dance battle of my life.
Jeez.
And I used to get sunned a lot. So that right there shaped me into rigor mortis, like for real. Like I turned into a beast from like the next year, the next 6 months. I was just wilding.
Like that's just it, cause like
it's like a villain backstory.
I remember like in 2000, that's when I actually had a battle. The first battle I had was in a train station, 66th Street, and I was awful. Like I got killed. Like the dude I was battling, he was more advanced. He already had rhymes and stuff like that. But then we battled again in the computer lab, and then I smoked him. And
the computer lab.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
man.
it was just us around.
Similar thing for me, man. Homeboy, I'm just up and coming, just getting comfortable. We was doing the Brook Up. I learned how to flex a little bit, just figuring out what it is to street dance and pop. I didn't know Homeboy was a member of the Zulu Nation. He was the youngest one of them, but he was it should look like something straight out of a video. I'm just looking at him. Like, the thing that was, I knew it was over when all of my homeboys went from hyping me up to looking at him like, damn. And looking back at me like this.
So
like,
what you gonna do?
Like, yo. Nah, it wasn't even that look. It was like, yo.
Pack it up.
Yo, Rigger, I don't know, bro.
Pack it up.
This man is something special. Like, so I'm like, alright, it's over from this point.
Alright, so seeing as how you're a child of the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and everything, I kind of feel like I know where you're going to go with this question. But this is a question for all, whatever you thinking. What's your dream collaboration? Or collaborations?
Oh, man, like, I have, it's a lot of them. Some of the artists are unfortunately not here. Tupac, Biggie, DMX. But, like, I'm talking about realistically, though. But
yeah, that's fine.
J Hood, he's an artist that I was featured on 3 of his mixtapes. Most Wanted, yeah. So this was like a few months ago. So it's on his Audio Mac. Songs is there. So I hope to get a feature with him very soon. Cannabis, these are artists that I grew up on. Dragon, maybe even like a dude like Cassidy, even like some of these new guys, like like a J. Cole, like a somebody like that. Memphis Bleak, people like that. If I could get them on an album, that would be crazy. Like,
That's fire. That's some good collabs though.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
Those are some fire collabs.
Shoot for the stars, land on the moon, yeah. That's fire. I like that. Alright, so what you working on now? Like, what kind of projects you working on? You got shows, you got videos, you got music coming out. Like, let us know what's going on, bro.
So I just dropped The Lab Scientist. It's an album that is on all digital streaming platforms. I'm about to do physical copies for it. But that did really well. Like, a lot of people was fucking with it. I got I just dropped Overworld's music video, Fell in Love with an Escort. The remix is out for that. That beat is crazy. I got the Freestyle Files Part 2 is dropping this I think it's December the 2nd, I believe. I'm about to drop the video for Bakk Niggas very soon. And I got it's a lot of stuff I got coming, and I'm always constantly creating. I got like a new EP I'm about to drop called what's it called? It's called it's like a remix album, Pandemics. So I'm gonna drop that very soon. Like, they was done in the pandemic, so like.
Oh, okay.
So
a lot of people was like stacking music during the pandemic.
Yeah. I got a lot done that during that time period.
Weekend, what you call it? Whole album. Chloe Bailey, her whole album was done in the pandemic.
Right.
Like she said, she was like, these are old songs I had during the pandemic, and I was going through whatever. So you right in line with everybody else, bro.
Yeah, man.
Locked in the house, man. What you gonna do? You gotta
exactly.
You gotta just buttons on. Just sit there. Like, this will make a good topic. Let's do it. Just go ahead and go right to work.
So, like, I'm looking at these songs that, you about to, do your 1-2 thing. Fell in Love with an Escort. Two-part question.
Yeah. I was looking at Fall in Love with an Escort too.
Right. Where what mindset were you in when you wrote that? And is that a true story?
Yeah, some of it is made up, but most of it is factual.
Falling in love with these hoes, bro.
Yeah, man, I was catching feelings when I really shouldn't. As Dr. Dre and Rupp says, you can't make a hoe a housewife. So
okay. So this is real. She was an escort, and you was like,
I was catching feelings, man.
You was looking like merch, and
I was looking crazy
out there.
Yo, nah, you love putting it down. Like, she was putting it down.
Yeah, Candy love me. Oh shit, we not laughing at your face.
Nah, these are facts.
Because he had a whole boy too. I heard some stories about one of our men. First time in Sin City,
nigga went crazy.
Bugged out, coming back to one of our other homeboys. Like, yo, man, come on, said, nigga, I just gave you 100. Where'd it go?
How you come back to the fam like you just lost cash? Like you just lost money in the casino? Hey, I need a little more.
Like, man, you know we walked in here. What you mean you blew cash? It's gone, man. Come on, man. She deserves it.
She got kids, man. All of them do.
But like,
what you talking about?
But like, it's funny because see now, like I do like I kind of got off that wave, and I'm more doing like I do like movie producing. So like I find chicks to like star in films and stuff like. So that's something that I do like on the side or whatever. It's like a little business, like what I mean. Like so like I get chicks and stuff that way.
It's actually game is a good game to get into. Like you can get your music in a movie. And especially to a particular scene where it caters well to that scene in the movie, people are gonna be in the theater. I've done it. Like, yo, what song is this,
bro?
Yo, listen to this when I work out.
Pharrell did the whole drink to Despicable Me.
Yeah.
You hear his voice all up and through that movie. So you know what I mean? You right in line.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I like it,
y'all. Appreciate it, bro.
No doubt, man. It's always supporting love over here, you know, man.
Facts, yo.
And what's another one? Before the Madness?
Yeah, that's interesting because my sister sitting right there, she was the one who designed that album cover, and she was the one that gave me that idea for that project. So like that song is basically like, I remember you know, I was looking at some pictures, old pictures of myself. I like to reflect on things, so like I was like, yo, this would be like a dope song, you know, like a dope like EP. And you know, so I was just like thinking back to the times, because so much has changed from that time to now. So I'm a grown man now. It's like, you know, more responsibility and accountability. So like I'm totally different now from back then. So that's just like a little reminiscent track. Be like, oh yo, I remember how it was. Things were a lot easier, like, you know, as far as life goes. You know, so good times.
Okay, that's lit. So you say your sister helped you out with it?
Yeah.
Sister got bars too?
I'm trying to teach her how to rhyme.
She'd rather stay behind the camera.
Yeah, I wanna like learn how to make beats. Like I'm like dying to learn how to. He's supposed to teach me, but we didn't get to do it this summer. So
okay, well, YouTube University, baby.
Yeah, everything you need is on YouTube now.
That's a fact.
I hope it don't cancel. I hope it don't turn into YouTube University for real.
Man, listen, they every time I pull a video up, oh, you want to sign up for YouTube Music? No,
I do not.
You can pay a monthly service to watch YouTube without ads? I don't care. I grew up in the 80s. Ads is my life.
Word. We grew up watching commercials.
I ain't gonna lie. I had to get a full subscription to Crunchyroll though.
See, that's different. Like,
they was doing.
You can't. Anime plots. You can't get in between that. Like, we need you to go straight.
Yeah, but they was murdering me with the commercials only because they would play the same one back to back, and I'm like,
you know what? Like, they'll do stuff like that on purpose. Purposely, every 6 minutes, they in mid conversation. Like this commercial come out, like it's commercial, I know it, 10 seconds. Right. They go right back to it. I'm like, come on, man. But I got a full subscription to Hulu also. But still, we used to commercials. Yeah. We're watching Channel 11.
Give me 1 second. So we're going to take a quick break, but then when we come back, my man Ross X is going to hit us with some music. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You ready to get this going? You ready to perform? What we doing out here?
Hell yeah, I got y'all.
You got us? Yeah. Alright, we be right back.